Hey everyone, this is Carol. Welcome to Speakerman Speaks Retail, where we navigate retail from now to next through my latest retail trajectories and interviews with industry experts who help us chart the course. A little over a decade ago, I made a prediction that commerce and media would collide. Retailers would become media companies, and an explosion of new content platforms would create revenue streams that transcended bricks and clicks. I called it the transmedia transformation, and I started using the term transmedia instead of multi-channel and omni-channel. All of this was pretty controversial back then because plenty of folks just didn't see how it would happen or why it even needed to in the first place. Why would anyone need to look beyond channels? But here we are in 2024. Retail media has become retailers' favorite profit center. Retailers are media companies, and media companies are enabling and conducting commerce. I sure wish I'd known my guest back then, because it turns out we were talking the same language, even though we were over 6,000 miles apart and working in completely different industries. Well, better late than never. I was a guest on Eitan Koter's Ecom Pulse podcast a while back. The conversation flowed then, and it has ever since. I learn something new every time we speak, because Eitan's not just scary smart with an almost eerie knack for seeing around corners. He also happens to be one of the most down-to-earth, generous guys in the business, always ready to share what he knows and elevate others. Eitan's the co-CEO of Vimmi. Vimmi's a leading-edge SaaS company that brings seamless, shoppable video and live shopping solutions to retailers and brands across an impressive range of platforms. Eitan and his team have accomplished the near impossible by turning what used to be passive engagement across channels into monetizable moments that span bricks, clicks, and social platforms. I know you'll want to hear what he has to say, so let's dive in. Hey, Eitan, it's great to have you on the show. Thank you for joining me.
Wow, I'm really super excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet. We had a great conversation on your podcast not that long ago. I was really excited to go a little bit deeper and learn more about what you do, and also, too, to get your perspective on the industry and a lot of the changes that are happening. So much of the chatter in retail right now seems to be very negative. It's all about who's behind the curve and who's not keeping up. That's one of the reasons why your story really stood out to me, because it's really a story of intentional reinvention versus reacting. I'd love to learn more about that, and if you could share more about the changes that you saw coming that led you to make changes in your business, to really transform your business, and to make some really big bets a lot of others weren't making at the time.
Yeah, so initially as a company, we just celebrated 10 years. So for Vimmi, initially we started from the media and entertainment side of the business. So we've developed technology for mobile operators and content providers to launch their own direct-to-consumer video services, similar to Netflix, Disney Plus, and all these over-the-top or online video platforms. And we are working with a lot of mobile operators and content providers, TV station broadcasters around the world, and providing a kind of a white label Netflix type of solution, right? And this worked for us very, very well the first years. But then we saw something crazy starting to happen in China with the use of video, and specifically live video, to sell products. So, and this is before COVID, right? So because we had all these building blocks about video management, video preparation, video streaming, video players, analytics, saw the potential, let's say, of video merging into commerce. And I'm into this media and entertainment business since 2000, right? So we always discuss these two megatrends colliding or converging, media and commerce. And what we see today is media companies are becoming commerce companies and e-commerce companies. They think about merchandising, think about retail. And also we see the retailers and the e-commerce brands are becoming media companies, right? Now with retail media is powerful, but it not started there with retail media. So yeah, so 4 years ago, I've decided to pivot the company towards brands, retailers, towards this type of use cases and industries. And initially, people had some difficulties to adapt, but now everyone understands. We actually use the wave of video marketing in general within the marketing departments, right? That ratio of businesses investing in the marketing is increasing dramatically. One of these video activities is obviously shoppable video, live shopping, and then COVID hit. So we already had customers before COVID in video commerce, and then COVID hit and brick and mortar was closed, and just the general e-commerce explosion with Shopify and all these companies that had to go online. And the way for them to sell was obviously through video, and we were there probably at the right timing for that.
Wow, that is really good timing. So it sounds like there were some intentional actions and you were sort of reading the tea leaves and then maybe a happy accident or two.
Yeah, and it's something that we believe a lot. And I've been bootstrapping for the last 13 or 14 years already. And I believe in the experimental mindset. Go there, try things, and kill non-working thing very, very fast, lose early. Or, test the water. And if it makes any sense and there's good feedback from the market, just evolve and take it from there. We've been able to implement very, very fast. You also need to develop a product to support that use case, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. So you mentioned video, and of course, that's so core to your business, and it's core to every retailer's media strategy these days. And I think every retailer and brand knows that video has to play a bigger role in their marketing mix, but some aren't as far along as others. So what do you say to somebody who comes to you and says, Eitan, where do we start? I mean, how do we get our arms around this opportunity?
And this is probably the main question that we hear on a daily basis. We don't need to educate the market. Everyone knows that video works. Conversion rates are higher, bigger, increased engagement, brand loyalty. But where do we start? And there are so many different video use cases. Obviously, like influencer marketing, so a lot of companies are doing influencer marketing and they know that most cases, it's very viable and it works. But let's differentiate the before TikTok era and probably after. This is, I believe, a major shaping event in the industry, the TikTokifications of things, right? And what TikTok introduced is this very low production, authentic, high quantity content strategies versus longer forms, high production value, polished kind of videos, right? This, by the way, triggered by the entrance of Gen Z to the purchasing ecosystem, I would say. They can spot, fakes and overproduction in like 1 second. Being more authentic and being close to your brand differentiation and origin is very, very important. So what I usually recommend is to start creating these short form videos, 30 to 60 seconds, solve a specific problem, creating content that fits your current stage in the life cycle of your business. Are you just launching your business or launching a new product line, or you're already converting and just need more content to help convert? There are different types of video relevant for each one of those stages. But the idea is to start creating video. No one cares how you look. People are looking for the authentic stories. People are looking for what's unique and what's real, right, in the way you present your company. And this is what I see brands and retailers are going back to their roots, even talking to their founders, which probably left, years ago, and try to understand the origin story. So I think it's very, very important to find the right messaging statement and start creating content very fast and high volume. My recommendation, take 2-3 months, post every day. Create a huge list of problems and pains that you are solving. I did this exercise, and in probably 20 minutes, I created a list of 100 problems that I hear from customers, from partners. Anyone can do that. And create video once a day about the pain point and how do you help with this pain point. It can be the brand owner or one of the store managers. It can be internal people creating content or some external creators or influencers. But start posting every day for 2 to 3 months. See what's working and what's not. And then once you find your sweet spot of the type of videos that are working, you can then create more of this type of content. So this is on the shoppable video side. I also recommend to do like a weekly show, which you can go live and do live shopping, definitely on the Vimmi platform. Our system also provides recommendation about type of videos, lengths, time of the day, style of scripting, and then it's all organic. You can find your path in the noise based on the analytics, but you need that volume at the get-go. And those videos that are performing very, very well, we usually push with advertising and PPC and paid media, and we're achieving an amazing ROAS that are really unique in the industry.
Wow, that's really great advice. I may have to steal one of your words now, TikTokification.
Yeah.
The big takeaway that I got there is it's more quantity over quality.
Correct. So quantity first. Yes, very, very important. Daily, 4 or 5 times a week for 2-3 months to figure out what's going on. But the quality, let's talk about the quality. For me, the quality is related to the life cycle of the campaign, let's say, of the business or the product launch. So getting those pain points and help with pain points, it's amazing. Helping customers choose you versus competition. So provide more product information, pricing. Just try to align the type of objections that you get in each one of the stages of the life cycle of the business, right? Or the sales cycle. And do this alignment of objections, pains per each one of the stages. If you're just launching a product, no one knows you, let's say you're a new brand or a new business out there and just launching yourself, it doesn't help if you provide feature set of your products. People want to buy from people they know and build some relationship with, and they have like common ground and there is some kind of an emotional connection between them. So the way to do that is just post really valuable information, one topic every day with a nice hook that triggers interest. And once you get that level where your shoppers are trying to evaluate between alternative, this is when you need to provide comparison, maybe feature set and some of your benefits and values. And when they're ready to convert and purchase, then also at that stage provide more detailed product information, pricing, all these free trials, free for life, whatever, the product, the bundles you're trying to figure out around that. And this is just trying to align objections with life cycle and create content around that.
Great formula. I think some of what you're saying points to a lot of what I'm hearing in my business, which is companies coming to me and saying, hey, we don't want to just be vendors, or we don't want to just be people who sell stuff. We want to be thought leaders. Also, I was hearing there's an opportunity to integrate that thought leadership piece and use it as part of taking them through the sales funnel.
Correct. I 100% agree. Very, very good comment. So I think the way to differentiate today is not by products or by feature set or pricing even, is by your unique story and what I call founder-led growth story. People want to hear from the owners. People want to hear from the leadership team. They want to understand why you're doing what you're doing and what's the uniqueness and the value you're bringing to the market. I think we're in a completely different era. What worked in the past obviously is not working today. And again, it's the same topic of messaging and going back to your roots and trying to understand what's so special about your company.
You called your platform a sales acceleration platform, and you were just talking about taking people through that journey and how you can do it through content. But can you tell me more about that sales acceleration piece and how Vimmi plugs into that?
Yes, our North Star when we developed the product was to help businesses sell much more in much higher probability. And we thought, okay, how do we do that? Because we foresee that it's going to be a very, very complex era that we're in, very difficult to acquire new customers, very difficult to sell. The trends that we saw is that brands and retailers are willing to, let's say, sacrifice their margin and share it with other channels, okay? Marketplaces, affiliates, social networks like TikTok and Instagram, YouTube, etc., etc. But it's going to be very, very challenging and complicated to work around any of these channels because any of these channels has its own sets of rules, APIs, very, very complicated to manage. So for the big enterprise customers, they have dedicated teams to manage TikTok and another team to manage Meta and another team to manage YouTube or maybe Twitch. You need to manage and focus in each one of those communities like a whole ecosystem, like a sphere that you need to be part of and understand. For the medium and small companies, when they see that they need now maybe to just plug in TikTok, plug into their Shopify or another Facebook, it's just the beginning because those APIs are changing even on a weekly basis. And the way to allocate inventory to these channels and make inventory shoppable on all these channels is a big, big lift for any brand that is so busy in trying to sell and optimize its inventories and all. So we had few targets. One is to help customers sell more, but the second is to do it in a seamless, very, very easy way. So the way we work is in one click, we are syncing your product pages to our platform. And your product page, it can be on any type of platform, Shopify, Magento, BigCommerce, any of the e-commerce platform, WooCommerce. So it's one click, we're syncing all the products. The second step is to associate videos with products. So a certain video might have multiple products, which is fine. And then the next click, these videos are deployed seamlessly on all those channels, and we enable shoppability of these videos and products on every channels out there. It could be social networks, marketplaces, affiliate partners. So we do that in a few ways. So like TikTok, for example, you must check out on TikTok Shop. So we need to build product pages on TikTok. We do that. On Instagram, you can redirect, probably tag products, redirect to different landing product pages. So we implement that. Maybe on your own website, you take the embed code from our platform and enable interactive videos with video checkout functionality on your own website. We also turn all your product pages to interact automatically because we know which product is assigned to which video. We can automatically allocate videos in your e-commerce platform to every product page if you install the simple JavaScript on your e-commerce platform. And in this platform, we help you sell with shoppable videos, short form, long form, video on demand that are pre-edited and pre-produced, or you can go live from this platform, but go live on all the channels, all the social channels, even Amazon Live, and anyone who is able to provide a storefront, a website to stream, like your affiliates, then you can embed this live shopping with the chat system in place and enable video checkout from within the video player on all the platforms.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Having a solution that addresses all of the different platforms, but also the fact that no two retailers are taking the same approach. It used to be a retail organization looked a certain way. They all did the same things, and just sold different products and had a different brand out there. But these days, with so many options available, including a lot of great third-party providers like Vimmi, retailers are kind of spoiled for choice. No two have the same platform. No two are using the same combination of DIY solutions versus those that they use partners for. So it's a twofold challenge for you guys, not only managing all of the different social media platforms, but also the ability to meet retailers where they are and plug into their unique ecosystems and platforms that they're using.
Yes, we are a SaaS platform and we have a variety of packages. You can start with a free for life package and grow from there. But we also have enterprise customers and bigger retailers that are all customized, right? They want to implement live shopping in their own brick and mortar stores, right? So using their internal team to go live. We do a lot of things that are sometimes very customized because we're very good at execution capabilities, but we try to create a platform really like zero integration. So it's just one click, whether you're on Google Merchants account through an RSS products through an RSS feed, or just your Shopify ID or other platforms. This is one part, just to sync products. And on the other side, just connect all your social networks. And that's it. Everything is done for you automatically, seamlessly. It's really a breakthrough in the industry. By the way, if you work with influencers, they can also connect their social networks into their platform under your own account, and you can manage the publishing of the videos on their influencer account, on their account from the same platform. So you can add more and more social networks. We've invested a lot for the last 2 years to make it a seamless SaaS, self-service, zero integration type of implementation. But on the other hand, we also have this large enterprise account. We have a dedicated account management team, statement of work. Everything is structured in a more mature B2B enterprise style of engagement. And we are happy with those two efforts.
You alluded earlier to the analytics piece. How do you get your arms around what's working, what's not working, and how quickly are your customers able to react to that?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. Video gives us so much information compared to text information, post, or even a picture. We know everything, right? We know which device they're consuming. We know when they start watching video, when they stopped, pause. We know where they're redirected to, which connectivity they have. There's so much information that helps us understand engagement. Definitely conversion, but first engagement. Like, for example, in a live shopping, if you want to chat, you need to log in to the live event. So we have your credentials and we know that you reached the shopping cart and abandoned it, right? We know that. Then we can retarget you and give you more incentives. The wealth of information that we have from video is huge, and it's an engagement period between the retailer, the brand, and the shopper, right? Because he's staying there watching the video, and we know when he swipe up, move next, or he stay there and click maybe to purchase. So because we aggregate, we work with all these channels, and of course course, we work with a brand or retailer website and his affiliates and partners. We aggregate all these data, right, to one database. We are enriching this database with a lot of different processes, take it to various machine learning models and processes, and it gives our users a lot of insight, just this dashboard of what really happened, quantities, data. But it also gives a recommendation about products, about creating those additional campaigns, which are much more personalized and targeted. So assuming you purchase, even if you had a success and you purchase this product, the recommendation, AI recommendation will suggest a push notification with another product. If you didn't purchase and you abandoned the cart, we'll know based on segmentation of the audiences and their behaviors, what is the proper reach out to suggest maybe a coupon code or some other type of incentive that will provide you additional benefits to secure this payment. Also, we give a lot of recommendation about scripting. There is an AI tool there that can help you with scripting using best practices from successful events that we already have in the database that are enriching our AI engines. I talked about the product recommendation content, right? That live video worked very, very well in this region or in this time of the day, and the length shouldn't be 20 minutes, maybe it go for 30 minutes, okay, and do this and this in the middle. All these type of things are great insights that brands are using. It's very easy to measure the performance of these engines, because we have like KPIs or KPIs of how many, the conversion between a push notification to a purchase, right? Length, how much time users are watching the video, right? It can be a live event or it can be a shoppable video short form. We have qualitative and quantitative data that help us analyze. And this data is available for our customers and helps them take a smarter decision and improve their campaigns more and more into our system.
With all of those different data points, I'm sure it would be tempting to go down some rabbit holes, going places maybe where you shouldn't. So you obviously provide guidance too as to which metrics are the most important and which ones they should really be paying attention to.
100%. And those are related to products, to prices, to video parameters, scripting. We have video-related improvements and suggestions and also business KPIs that are important. So we try to help with those two verticals. It's overwhelming, the amount of information that we provide. Someone on the other side needs to absorb this and implement it in a very methodical way and probably ignoring what his competition is doing. Hey, just launched on Meta and they provided 40% discount. Let's do the same. It's very easy for anyone to just copy what the competitors is doing because there's a lot of hype and buzz around that, but that's probably not the best way how to do things. And trust the data. Data is so fundamental for everything. Even two companies with the same products competing for the same market, consumers have different sentiments to this brand, different emotion, and the whole campaign, I mean, you cannot copy what the competition is doing. You need to analyze on your own, trying to come up with your own unique campaigns. I know it's not easy, very, very difficult, but this is where we try to help as well with this analytic part.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I've been saying there are no templates these days. And again, with the organizations being so terminally unique, copying somebody else really doesn't even make sense. I love, too, that you've made several points reinforcing that brand does matter. You talked about founder stories and the unique brand attributes, and that really does go counter to this brands are dead mantra that you keep hearing. And with AI and everything, the business gets talked about almost like it's becoming completely automated and mechanical. I love what you're saying. That other piece of it, the storytelling, maybe has never been more important.
100%. I mean, people understand that AI is definitely helpful in the daily operation of any business. Save time, cost. Definitely on the analytics side, where attribution is becoming so difficult. And I think these AI tools are doing a very, very good job. But at the end of the day, for consumers, and we talked about Gen Z before, they can spot a mechanic type of process or AI. The react is like 0.7 seconds. This is the span time that we have just to get attention from something. It was like 7 seconds. So the attention span is very, very low and quickly can identify AI type of thing, which is, I think, is a great thing because we are a social creatures. We have emotions. We need to meet people. It's a matter of building relationship and crafting unique stories, it's definitely stronger than ever. And one of the major area of differentiation, where because of AI, again, it's very difficult to differentiate. You win business because you build some kind of a storytelling narrative, and there's mindset that has been structured in the shoppers that encourage them to purchase from you.
That's great. We talked a minute ago about the retail media opportunity, and no conversation in retail these days is complete without addressing that in some way, because it's become such a huge profit center for retailers and very quickly became the rule rather than the exception. So retailers are either building these capabilities internally or cobbling together different solutions to make sure that they're on top of this opportunity. And at the end of the day, it really is another platform monetization play. Retailers have all these different assets on their platforms, and they're starting to wake up to the opportunity to monetize their first-party data and other assets and taking their business beyond just selling products. So how do you integrate with those efforts, or do you? How does Vimmi play in that retail media space and commerce media, which you talked about earlier? And do you have any thoughts on where it is now and where you see it evolving?
Sure, definitely. We're deep into the retail media space because there are a few major activities that are ongoing. Let's probably discuss the online platform. So retailers obviously want to sell their inventory to the highest bidder. And that inventory, maybe it can be an advertising spot on their website. So this can be very basic text or pictures. But what we started to do is video and make those videos shoppable. So think about a retailer working with multiple brands. Brands are creating videos, upload it to the brand's website, and redirecting to their product page within this, let's say if it's an Amazon. So these are videos that are originated by the brand. The retailer is facilitating this activity. And we have very good case studies around this topic and just enriching those inventory spaces with interactive video. So this is just one example. Second example is about the brick and mortar stores. Think about the displays that are available in each one of the stores or the physical stores. What we do automatically for all the videos, live and non-live, because we know exactly where that buy now button is available in the video. So we replace that with a QR code. Okay, and for the big screens, you can have a QR code automatically, and people can purchase through scanning the QR code. And if it's a live event, then we stream it. If it's a retailer use case, we will stream it to all these social and website, but also to all these physical stores, displays. And we know the growth of investments of digital screens, digital shelf on the retail storefront and the retail stores themselves. And a good use of it is obviously interactive video, QR code. That's another example. A third example is what retailers are doing with CTV. Definitely the big ones like with Amazon Prime and Netflix and Disney, you see the mergers of media and commerce. If you go to Netflix today, you have recommendation for products, right? Again, you can scan it through the streaming of the video itself, and it will wait for you as an email, or it will wait for you in a dedicated area in the application. We start to see this growth of videos and shoppable videos going to big screen and CTV. And we know that CPM on CTV is very, very high compared to anything out there. And it's really a huge opportunity right now. We came from that media and entertainment background. We're still there. It's still a substantial part of our revenues. All these OTT providers, the new mobile and telcos that launched TV services or video services, they are thinking how to monetize with products and how to integrate e-commerce into their workflows and how to create checkout experiences in this video app, right? So this is how commerce is integrated with media and how media is integrated with commerce. So this is like few examples of retail media on the retailer, on the online storefront, offline stores, CTV, and we are definitely generating videos and publish them and creating all these conversions around that. All these startups are on one side talking to the retailers, and on the other side, they need content, they need demand side advertising. And this is one area where I see like major growth. I think that speaking about retail media, definitely in the US, it's mainly Amazon, probably Walmart, right? There is a long tail of retailers, very, very long. I think they are moving very slow because the jump is very difficult. You know, being an expert in managing efficiency and profitability on a storefront, and then to the transition to become an RMN, I think it's a major step forward, right? Obviously, it will take time, but these are the trends that I see, you know, in this opportunity.
You mentioned stores, and two of my top trajectories right now are all about the store. I've been saying that the store is the core in 2024. and also talking about bricks have new tricks.
Nice.
Because retailers are realizing that stores are a great place to test all of this new technology. And at the same time, all of that new technology is going into stores. And that's why you see all these remodels and reconfiguring of stores. It sounds like you have solutions that address the store opportunity. And going back to retail media, knowing that retail media is becoming very much about the store and the ability to track in-store activity and navigation, which I just talked to a guest about in my last podcast episode. So those approaches in store, do you look at them as a completely different environment, or do you look at it as part of the total opportunity and total ecosystem?
Yes, it's part of the total ecosystem. That store is just another, what we call destination. Like TikTok is a destination and Meta is a destination and Amazon, then that store is another destination. We just need to connect to the local operational system of that store digital displays. We can be a channel over there with some kind of a playlist that just running automatically, or it can be like an ad hoc. Maybe there's a live show right now that we can just burst with our video, or creating specialized videos, but they're all QR code based. Now, I totally agree with you about the opportunity with the store. In the US, e-commerce is increasing, but it's still less than, I think, 30% of the entire retail business volume, right? Maybe 26 or 27%. In China, e-commerce is 80% of the entire retail. So it's two different sides of the spectrum. Below 30% not going to change. And this means that people want to buy from people. They enjoy the experience to go out there and shop. We see the evolution of the store. It's amazing. Digital shelves, screens. It's so interactive. It's sometimes overwhelming. It's really, really, really going into a major revamp. And yeah, video of all sorts is part of it. Interactive video. Of course, there are other immersive experiences like AR and VR. But initially, you want to provide the guest the ability to check out, to get some special deals. If they walk on a pharmacy aisle, give them targeted product that maybe is relevant compared to the other aisle. Maybe it's whatever, food and beverages, and offer them a different discount, a different coupon, or a different promotion over there on that. And I saw lately, because of those digital shelf, you have queues inside the aisles. So they're trying to increase the width of the aisles just to make sure that people, so it creates other sort of problems, but it's really fascinating. And definitely in the US, it's a major, major opportunity.
That immediately created an image in my mind of people waiting in line to look at a digital display. I guess that's probably a really good scenario, right?
Yes, and every people are popping up their smartphone just to scan the QR code. And then whoever is doing like the first 5 were scanning the QR code, getting additional 5% discount. Wow, that's great.
You've always got that hat on, don't you, Eitan?
Yeah.
We talked about testing and the ability to test and quickly react. In fact, one of my newest trajectories is all about that. I'm talking about this shift away from what I used to call test and launch to launch and learn. It's a really disruptive dynamic that I think is not really being addressed for what it is. And that is that retailers used to try to perfect technologies backstage, trying to work all the bugs out, and then they wouldn't even think of launching until they thought that it was ready for prime time. Well, now we're in this launch and learn mode where retailers are pushing things out before the training wheels are off. And it can be a little problematic because in some cases, consumers still are in that mindset that any technology they're interacting with, retailers had attempted to perfect it. So when there are all these bugs and annoyances happening, they're like, wait a minute, this is a terrible experience. And retailers are saying, well, it's intentional because you're a guinea pig and we're testing it on you and trying to get input to make it better. I know you're a big advocate for moving fast, but what do you think about this launch and learn mindset? Are they striking the right balance? And here again, can you share some best practices in your experience of the best way to launch new technologies and new capabilities, how to stay on the edge without breaking too many things?
Well, I mean, you need to move fast and break things, right? That's the mentality that everyone needs to have right now. There's a less budget and time for big innovative projects. But even before that, I always believe in this lean launch mentality, like very narrow MVP type of approach. And the way to do that is Instead of designing and developing this big, wide product with so many feature sets and launch it to the market, do the other way around. Just find a very, very minimal, like laser focused, let's say the minimal set of functionalities that you can think of to a limited set of customers that you can define. So very few features and a very narrow type of customer segment. And just try to break through with this 1-2 functionalities, achieve some initial success, but you need to reiterate fast because they will give you some quick feedback. So like daily iteration, it can't be like months. This whole process should take 3 months, not more. Be honest that you're launching something new. Obviously, if it's small enough, it's innovative enough to make a difference. And people are more acceptance towards bugs and probably it's not going to work, obviously, 100%. So try to go there very, very narrow, get immediate customer feedback, iterate and bring results immediately. And this will create, if you're successful in that, this will create word of mouth. Okay, very, very positive one. So your marketing budget is going to be zero. So friends will bring friends and that network effect will initiate. And then once you are there, implement land and expand. On that small feature set, add another feature set that the customers ask for. Not that you think is required, the customers ask for. And do that very, very fast as well. And then you are able to create a market from zero, okay, and a very strong community of advocates that really fell in love with your products and you as a brand, and grow from there and expand from there and don't overtaking too much. So I hear a lot of founders and they talk about this amazing vision that they have of a huge feature set of products and they're going to change the world. Fine. But then I ask them, okay, choose your first version, your MVP, 1, 2, 3 features that are must. And it's not easy. It's very difficult, but that's the way to grow. That's the mentality that, I've been working for the last 20 years. And I know it's working for brands as well with physical goods and physical products. And that's the way I believe that we need to grow. Definitely in the era that we have right now with narrow innovation type of mindset.
I got so much out of what you just said. And it's interesting because I see a pattern developing here. It really goes back to what you were saying about content, maybe even to the point of saying it is about quantity over quality. At least initially, you're trying to get to the quality by increasing the quantity of experiments and what you put out there.
Yeah. Brainstorming is overrated. It's a waste of time. Only thing that you need to do is just go out there and get feedback from real users. But don't invest millions of dollars to reach that phase. 2-3 months, go out there with a prototype, with an MVP that is viable and iterate. That's, I think, a very, very good, solid, less risky, less money, less time type of approach. And I like your comment about the content. Yes, no one knows what type of content is going to work for you. No one. Even if it works for your competitor. This is not the way we work. But we guarantee that within 2-3 months, we will know everything and we will tell you what needs to be done. So we need to get to this ramp-up phase. Again, 2-3 months that are perfectly correct, both for content and product launch. So very nice observation. Thank you for that.
I think we created a new evolution pattern here from test and launch to launch and learn to your term, land and expand.
Yes. Nice. A lot of good terms here.
Yeah, I like that very much. This has been such a great conversation. I learn so much from you every time we talk, and I know that everyone who's listening is as well. It's just really great to be able to tap into your experience. I'll ask you the question that I end every interview with for you to answer any way you like. What's next, Eitan?
I'm very optimistic and very positive because I think new generation of shoppers expect something different than what it used to be. And definitely we can understand what's coming. Consumers today care more about sustainability, about the social ecosystem, about climate change, about all these topics that everyone needs to be aware of. Obviously, a new management style, which is more empowering rather than just do that versus like, how do you suggest we do that? Video, I think, is like a very critical vehicle for the future of marketing, for the future of sales, because of the way it's like building relationship very, very fast. Like you're doing the podcast, when 2 people are talking, within 1 hour, we have a feeling that we can do so many things together, right? What's next? Of course, for Vimmi, plenty of things on our roadmap. We will announce it very, very soon also. New products being launched, launching very, very fast, iterating very, very fast. When I started my career, we developed a product that could sustain 10 years, but now maybe 12 months is going to be a great success, right? Always you have to reinvent yourself, and that's something that we need to remember.
Are these new launches, as we started the conversation with, based on some things that you're seeing in the market and opportunities that you think can be addressed? Are they going to take you in a completely new direction, or?
Yes, in terms of the foundational platform, it's much easier to sell products on every network out there, on every channel in one click, right? So the list of channels are going to expand dramatically, not just social marketplaces, but for every brand, there is a B2B environment and a wholesale environment and a licensing environment and publishing environment and affiliates. And we have a plan to increase the wealth of channels that we can deploy. And by the way, this is also work for cross-border. For brands in the US who are interested to go international, there's going to be another interesting component in the platform itself. Dealing with the biggest objections that we have right now is, hey, Eitan, Vimmi, it's an amazing platform, but how do I create all these videos? How do I start? Who will create them? Who can guide me? Who can coach me? Who can help me select the creators, the UGC, the influencer? So we are creating like a white glove service package. We're going to launch very, very soon to help with this mentality of authentic, high quality, improved quality over time as a service in addition to our technology platforms. This has been requested from a lot of customers to bundle this, hey, help me also with this video creation type of thing, and we want 100 videos per month so we can publish 3 times per day. Do that for us. We do that for some of our customers. By the way, because we are a sales platform, they don't even approve the videos because we know what needs to be done from the data. And we want to expedite and to enhance the offering around this. So that's another vertical that we are working on, just helping with content itself. But yeah, these are the 2 areas that we believe we need to focus right now. More on the offline side of things, more integration on the omni-channel for the retailers. But these are the major focus that I believe for the next 6 months.
Well, that's exciting. Thank you so much, Eitan. It was such a pleasure speaking with you and continuing the conversation. Thanks for sharing your wisdom, sharing your story. I really look forward to following what you're doing next and hopefully having you back on the show to get your latest thoughts on where things are going.
Yes. It was a really exciting episode for me. I've been doing this a lot, right? Also as a guest. Definitely one of the best because I spoke about the right and most important topics. It's very structured, very well prepared. Well done.
Thank you, Eitan. That's really nice. That's high praise coming from you, one of the most prolific podcasters out there.
Thank you so much.
What a great conversation about the power of video. If you want to learn more about the work that Eitan and his team are doing over at Vimmi, visit Vimmi.net. That's VIMMI.net. You can check out the ecom Pulse podcast there or on the Vimmi YouTube channel. If you're interested in learning how to bring conversations like this to life in your spaces, reach out to me at carol@speakermanretail.com or email team@speakermanretail.com to book a discovery call. See you next time.